I want to get into this back and forth between DK Metcalf and Shannon Sharpe because it's a good one, a spicy one. This new media age of the stars on television get rewarded when they lure out the athletes for a fight. It's a different way of covering things. But before we do that,
$5.
that was a mean. That was not Cody. That was
upset.
That was a mean.
Yeah, Cody, you're doing pretty well today.
But I mean, really, just after testing positive for COVID, like just spit all over. Like it was not. He's drinking while
all
he
over
does
Stugatz's microphone.
We're in a tight. I mean, we're in a tight environment here, and it's as close to a spit take as you're going to come. Amin has been more of a disaster today than Cody. That is not easy to do.
I got to work harder.
Amin, if you want more of him coughing, wheezing, testing positive for opening night of basketball, YouTube tonight after the games, him and Tom Haberstroh will be doing an after midnight God knows what on YouTube. And also
youtube.com/LeBatard and Friends.
Forgive me. Yes, the LeBatard and Friends. Please subscribe. Please do whatever it is that you need to do so that you have some of that in your life, because we'll be popping up at various times and places. One of those places, hopefully, will be Wednesday for the Boston Red Sox game that's at 5 o'clock. Mike Schur is hoping to be able to do that on Wednesday, so we'll do one of those if we can, if Mike Schur's schedule is busy. But we want to start doing some of that stuff, second screen experiences, and Amin and Haberstroh will be doing that tonight after all of the NBA games. It's sort of like a post-game show.
It's a late night with Amin El Hassan, which usually goes only one way.
Yeah, very late night.
He's not even shying away from what's coming your way.
Get ready, everybody. We're going to do this after dark. This isn't your typical post-game show now. We're doing it a little slower.
Because you're going to be drunk, right?
Yes, I will.
All right, there we go.
With Haberstroh, after dark, $5.
I had the
we heard it.
Oh.
It can't be a cough that the cough button can't do anything about. Will you just leave, please? Stop coughing in here and spitting up fluids in here, please.
The water.
Just leave. Just leave. Not theater of the mind. It's you just tested positive.
I love that somebody else besides me is coughing. Love it. Been waiting years for it.
Here's the backstory on Shannon Sharpe and DK Metcalf. If you saw the Seattle-Pittsburgh game, any number of ways anybody could have lost, but we tend to hyper accent the one or two dumb things toward the end that end up happening. And so there was a time management issue. DK Metcalf stayed in bounds and shouldn't have. And Shannon Sharpe was critical of it. And DK Metcalf said of Shannon Sharpe, "Stop questioning me, lil boy. L-I-L. Stop questioning me." And Shannon Sharpe's response is, "Nothing to question. That was a dumbass play, and your pride won't let you admit it. You can't question anything I've done. Pray your resume will be as complete as mine. Pray.
Whoa.
Enjoy the rest of your day." Now, that last sentence seems insincere. Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at LeBatard Show. Did Shannon Sharpe hope that DK Metcalf did indeed enjoy the rest of his day? But DK Metcalf probably won't have the career that Shannon Sharpe can throw down the career card on a whole lot of people, correct? But that doesn't mean that DK Metcalf can't object to whatever Sharpe's criticism is. Unfortunately, in this one instance, he also called him little boy, which is not something I would ever do to Shannon Sharpe.
But it might be something that you do if you're DK Metcalf, because everyone's little. But imagine someone like Shannon Sharpe. When you remember him, he's kind of the guy that started the evolution at the position along with Tony Gonzalez. For someone to call him little boy, they better look like DK Metcalf.
Well, I mean, Shannon Sharpe famously somehow fitter than the guy he shares a set with, and Bayless does 3 hours of cardio and eats chicken and broccoli only in his entire life. So,
but for the kids in the audience, it's pretty much a certainty that DK Metcalf, however great he may be, and He may have a career that has his name in the Ring of Honor in Seattle. He is not going to be as good at his job as Shannon Sharpe was at his.
I think DK is being a little sensitive here, but I also think that's a byproduct of your quarterback being downshifted from Russell Wilson to Geno Smith. Right? I mean, if you're a receiver, that's frustrating. You're thinking, I'm not going to get as many targets or as many accurate targets in the coming weeks.
But that doesn't have anything to do with whether it was a dumb play or not.
It was a dumb play, but I think his reacting sensitively to being called out on it is a whole byproduct of the frustration right now. Seattle's not having a very good season, and the star quarterback just went out. And if you're DK Metcalf, it's a little bit of a downtime right now.
Let's talk for a second, though, about what this transaction is, right? When Cowherd or Shannon Sharpe or Bayless engage, or Stephen A. Smith or anybody engage one of these guys, that's good for business, correct? Every single time, without exception, if it's not going to be one of those things that gets you canceled, anything that brings attention to, oh, now I've been acknowledged, it's good for the brand of being Baker Mayfield is yelling about Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd doesn't actually care whether he wears his cap backward or not. But the wrestling elements of this, where you've got some of these media members being wrestling characters, because none of this is that serious. Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless have done that to great success. And many athletes, and they do this to Stephen A. Smith too, hate that the way that the platform is used sometimes is to drag athletes the way, in Shannon Sharpe's case, he probably wouldn't have wanted to be dragged, no matter how confident he was as a player, by a wrestling character on television trying to engage him for the purposes of, oh, I'm not a dumbass, you're a dumbass. Let's go back and forth. And now DK Metcalf, Shannon Sharpe wins. He wins on resume. He wins on television. We've forgotten about everything that happened with Julio Jones, because who cares about that, whether you're putting someone on air when you shouldn't be putting them on air. This is the job now. This is it. The job is, and Shannon Sharpe does it well. He was going to be our movie critic, but he only knew about A Few Good Men.
I think it worked out for him.